Hey guys, welcome back again to another exciting video. In this part, we will continue the Gharana introduction. We hope you all are doing good. If you have seen the first two episodes, then you will know what is Gharana and what are the types of it, and how it came into existence, how it was founded, and who are the founders. Therefore, without any further ado, let's move forward in today's episode. If you are new to this channel and like the content what we post, then you should go and hit the subscribe button and push the bell icon so that you'll never miss this kind of interesting videos when we upload them over here on YouTube. Let's get started. Particularly in the previous video, we learned about the Khayal Gharanas, when it was founded, who founded it, and what are the features of it. Here, in today's video, we will learn about the different Dhrupad and Thumri Gharanas in detail. Therefore, let's begin. At first, we have the Dagar Gharana. The Dagar Gharana is a tradition of classical Dhrupad genre of Hindustani classical music spanning 20 years generations, tracing back to Swami Haridas from 15th century and including Behram Khan of Jaipur from 1753 to 1878. For some generations, its members were associated with the courts of Jaipur, Udaipur, and Mewar. The main feature of the Dagar Gharana is sophisticated, subtle, serene, and rigorous expositions of alap, jor, jhala, including great attention to microtonal inflections, delineating the subtleties of raga, often otherwise overlooked or lost. Until the 20th century, it was exclusively a vocal genre, at least in performance. But since the innovation of Zia Mohinuddin Dagar to the Rudraveena, that instrument has found a place in performance, following closely the inflections and style of the vocal technique. The genre was carried into the 20th century by seven Dagar brothers and cousins, Aminuddin Dagar and Nasir Moinuddin, senior Dagar brothers, Rahim Faimuddin Dagar, Nasir Zairuddin and Nasir Fiazuddin, junior Dagar brothers, H. Sayuddin Dagar and the brother Zia Moinuddin Dagar and Zia Fariddin Dagar. Zia Moinuddin Rudraveena and Zia Fariuddin vocal were largely responsible for training today's practitioners, the most prominent of whom include Ritvik Sanyal, Pushparaj Koshti, Wasifuddin Dagar, Bhauddin Dagar, Asit Kumar Banerjee, Uday Bhavalkar, and the Gundecha brothers. Next in line we have the Bishnupur Gharana. The Bishnupur Gharana, alternatively spelled Vishnupur Gharana, is a form of singing that follows the Dhrupad tradition of Hindustani music, one of the two forms of Indian classical music. The Gharana originated in Bishnupur, West Bengal, India in the late 18th century, with its roots dating back to the 13th and 14th century CE. The name of the town means City of Vishnu in Bengali. In the ancient past, this area, known as Malabhum, was the abode of Malla kings who were vassals of the Mughal Empire and were devotees of Vishnu and patrons of music. Historians suggest that Malabhum had once been the cultural center of eastern India. It also has the distinction of being the only vocal gharana in West Bengal. In the 17th century, during the reign of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, many musicians moved to the court of Maharaja of Vishnupur, who was a known patron of the arts. The Dhrupad singer Bahadur Khan of the Senia Gharana, descendant of Tansen, fled to Vishnupur and made his gharana popular and sought refuge in the court. Bahadur Khan was not only a vocalist but could also play the veena, the rabab, and the surshringar. The king Raghunath Singh Dio too accepted him as a court singer. In time, a good number of students became the disciples of Bahadur Khan. Historical evidence points to Ram Sharan Bhattacharya, a disciple of Bahadur Khan, as the founder of the Gharana. Bishnupur Gharana therefore has a strong link to the Betia Gharana through this unbroken relationship. However, this view is contradicted by some historians who claim that Bahadur Khan could not have attended the darbar of King Raghunath Singh Dio II because of anachronism. as there is a gap of at least 50 years, 2 generations between them. In practice, Bishnupur Gharana has got some characteristic features in the improvisation of some raga which are different from the practice of the Betia school of the Senya Gharana. In the later part of the 18th century and towards the early and mid 19th century, when music of different gharanas were gradually assimilating around the Khyal style, the Dhrupad style continued flourishing among the musicians of Vishnupur. In 1921, when Prince Edward came to visit India, 6 artists of various gharanas were chosen to perform 6 ragas for 6 seasons. 3 of them were from Vishnupur Gharana: Gopeswar Bandopadhyay, Satya Kinkar Bandopadhyay, and Kshetra Mohan Goswami. First made in gramophone record in Khyal in 1902, Tara Parmeshwari by Lal Chand Baral, who learnt under Ram Prasanna Bandopadhyay, White Sangeet Chandrika, published by Gramophone Concert and Nicole. The first Dhrupad record in 1902 featured the song Naat Bidya Sabse Sera, Rag Darbari, Tal Chautal by Surendranath Bandopadhyay and was published by Gramophone Concert. In 2019, the grandson of Sangeetacharya Satya Kinkar Bandopadhyay and the son of Sangeetacharya Amir Ranjan Bandopadhyay, Pandit Shantanu Bandopadhyay's research paper on vocal science published through Oxford Publishers. In this style, the artist elaborates on the raga through a alap in simple fashion, devoid of ornamentation. It is free from intricate play with the rhythm. Layakari is however allowed in dhamar, another form of vocalization. The Khyal of the Vishnupur Gharana is noted for its sweet, lifting melody. It is ardent with the usual ornaments which add variety to the melodic presentation of the raga. This Gharana has the ragas. Many of them are now very popular by their name, but their notes and chalans are different. For example, this Gharana has Purvi, Sohini, Shyam, Vibhas, and many more ragas with popular names have different notes and chalans. The Sohini, Purvi, Vibhas, Shyam used by Rabindranath Tagore are from this Gharana because his gurus Jadu Bhatta, Vishnu Chakrabarti belong to this Gharana. In the third position, we have the Darbhanga Gharana. Darbhanga Gharana is a gharana or tradition of Hindustani classical music Dhrupad, thought to have been started in the 18th century by Radhakrishnan and Kartaram, musicians in the court of the Nawab of Darbhanga. The style is notable for its vocal delivery and energetic performances, as well how the songs are sung after the alap. Notable singers of the Darbhanga Gharana include Ram Chatur Malik, Vidur Malik, and Siaram Tiwari. The tradition was prominent at the start of the 20th century, but started to decline after India gained its independence. Pandit Siaram Tiwari's music is considered by many musicians of Darbhanga Gharana to have embodied its essence. In 2019, a centenary concert was held in his memory in August 2019 as part of an attempt to revitalize the tradition. Darbhanga Gharana is based on the Gauhar Vani of Dhrupad and is unique in that it has equal balance between the alap or opening section and the bandish instead of emphasizing the alap as is typical in other Dhrupad Gharanas. Next up, we have the Betia Gharana. The Betia Gharana, associated with the erstwhile royal court of Betia in Bihar, primarily flourished during the 19th century. Stylistically, the Gharana's influence extended over entire eastern India. It became particularly strong in Bengal because of the close links of the Vishnupur Gharana in Bengal with Betia, since masters of the latter trained most musicians of the former. The genesis of Dhrupad in the Betia tradition is associated with the arrival in Betia of Pandit Shivdayal Mishra, a prominent disciple of famous musician Rahim Sen and Karim Sen of the Nepal court. He trained the royal brothers Anand and Nawal Kishore Sinha who in course of time became composers of a very high order. Dhrupad in Betiya style is signified by the apparent simplicity of vocal delivery coupled with emphasis on the composition. Betiya Gharana has compositions available from all the banis, though more emphasis is placed on Gaurhar and Khandar banis. As a result, the ornamentations and rhythmic variations are strictly applied during a rendition. Compositions of the Betiya Gharana are based on the poetry of Maharaja poet Drupadyas, Anand and Nawal Kishore. Pyar Khan of Saini Gharana and Haidar Khan are considered to be the major influence on this Gharana. Eminent musicians such as Hasan Ali Khan, father of Sarodya Fida Hussain, Binkar Sadiq Ali Khan and Kale Khan frequented the Betiya court and learned compositions of this Gharana. After the demise of royal patronage, the Betiya tradition continued in Varanasi in the hands of the stalwarts such as Shivrahal Mishra, Guru Prasad Mishra, Jayakaran Mishra, Bholenath Pathak, Binkar Shivendra Nath Basu and Shiv Mitra. It is claimed that Jayakaran Mishra, who had an excellent repertoire of dhamras and khayals, had committed to memory over nearly 2000 Dhrupads in different banis. He passed on this cherished legacy to his deserving disciples, the most prominent among them being Bholenath Pathak. In addition to Varanasi, the Betiya tradition prevailed in Bengal as well when several musicians moved to the Vishnupur court and is upheld today by prominent musicians of Bengal like Falguni Mitra. The tradition has a presence today in the place of its origin as well in the form of Indra Kishore Mishra. In the last we have the Talwandi Gharana. The Talwandi tradition is associated with northwestern India, specifically Punjab. Presently, the tradition has very few singers, all living in Pakistan. Prominent singers of the tradition claim that the Talwandi Gharana represents Khandar Vani. It is claimed that Nayak Chand Khan and Suraj Khan were the founders of Talwandi Gharana, which flourishes today in Pakistan. The Talwandi Gharana evolved independently of and remained unaffected by the Hindu tradition of devotional music. In fact, the entire performance is regarded as an offering to Allah. Nevertheless, the Talwandi repertoire includes compositions on both Muslim and Hindu themes. The Gharana style appears to have similarities to the Darbhanga Gharana. A few recordings exist that show extremely fast concluding portions of the alap. The compositions display highly complex rhythmic variations. Next up, we have the Thumri Gharanas. In the Benares Gharana, the words in the text of a song are musically embellished to bring out their meaning, while the Lucknow Gharana presents intricately embellished and delicate thumris that are explicit in their eroticism. The principal feature of the thumri of the Patiala Gharana is its incorporation of the tappa from the Punjab region. It is with this tappa element that the Patiala Gharana makes its impact, departing from the khayal-dominated Benares thumris and the dance-oriented Lucknow thumris. The Benares Gharana was founded by the Kirtankars in the 13th century and revived by the Siddheshwari Devi, Rasulan Bai, Badi Moti Bai, Mahadev Mishra and Girija Devi in the mid-20th century. Well, that was the explanation of the Dhrupad Gharanas and the Thumri Gharana. Tune in with us in the next episode of the detailed explanation of the instrumental Gharanas. To be notified when we upload the next video, you should go and hit the subscribe button and push the bell icon. If you have any queries, then feel free to contact us. You will find the contact details down in the description. You can follow us over Facebook and Instagram for more updates. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, you can watch the rest of the videos which are going to appear right now here on the screen. Enjoy it.